Thanks for watching America Now. I'll give you the latest on the severe weather outbreak that we have currently in the WFB viewing area. We still have a tornado warning that is in effect for northwestern sections of Ascension Parish, southeastern sections of East Baton Rouge Parish, and western sections of Livingston Parish. If you are in the Prairieville areas, Oak Hills, near towards Klein Peter, also Santa Maria, take shelter now. We are indicating the possibility of some rotation with this cell right here just to the northeast of St. Gabriel as it moves up towards the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. New severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for all of the wind excess across portions of Ascension Parish moving into Livingston Parish. This is a different...
One of the things I've found interesting so far, if you're able to have access to the WFB Facebook page and specifically WFB Weather, Steve Caparata is able to chat with you there. So a lot of times you have some questions. If you have access to that, you literally can log on there, and Steve and everybody is monitoring that stuff, and I've seen him going back and forth with some of the viewers, and that's when you can really get some of the more specific questions. Let's go over now to Jeff Morrow, who's standing by at the radar wall. Jeff, you have something for us?
Yeah, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for portions down towards the New Orleans metro, but does include far southern sections of our viewing area, including St. James Parish, Lafourche Parish, Terrebonne parishes. So extensive winds, damage possible with this is around 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But again, our main concern is this area right here where the tornado is in effect.
Okay, a moment ago we gave you a report about Ascension Parish that there were several homes damaged there on the 930 Highway 42 area. This is actually a live shot right now as our crew drives down the road there. This is via Skype. It's coming in. It's our Brandon Shackelford, and I think he's got a reporter there with him as well. They're in the car driving down. So that kind of gives you just a real-time look as it freezes right there on us, though. Kind of gives you a real-time look of what exactly the folks in Ascension Parish are going through. And then, of course, obviously Livingston Parish. One thing I noticed last night from your forecast was you said the rivers are in pretty good shape.
Yes, yeah, we're in great shape on the Comeet, the Amite, even the Tickfall. And by great shape, what I mean is the rivers were relatively low.
Perry, we just got a report that some of the emergency crews are en route to kind of North Corbin Road area right there near Corbin Elementary School. They're reporting a roof off of a house there, so they're going to go check that out as well. And we know that they've already got some of the kids in Walker, the school there in the hallway, just trying to at least teach them, if not anything being over precautious, but at least teach them what to do here. I also have Jay Grimes here with me. He's got a couple of questions he wants to run by, if you don't mind.
Yeah, right. Perry, hi, this is Jay. And just to reaffirm that you've really heard nothing or seen nothing in terms of substantial damage areas south of Denham Springs and in that zone sort of between Denham and Walker, nothing that you're aware of?
Not in the last 10 minutes or so. I've instructed the deputies who are on the road to be on the lookout for it and report it back to the office if they do find anything. But as of about 10 to 15 minutes ago, there were no reports that had been forwarded to me for that area.
Okay, that's great news.
But the storm also went through Ascension Parish, and that's where we're getting some of the damage reports literally just coming into us. We have a Skype shot, if we can. We're going to pull that up. This is the Oak Lee Lane area, Jay. You can see right there, it's a lot of the trees down. Now, this is being fed back via iPhone and Skype, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can definitely tell that there are trees down. But the storm also went through Ascension Parish, and that's where we're getting some of the damage reports literally just coming into us. We have a Skype shot, if we can. We're going to pull that up. This is the Oak Lee Lane area, Jay. You can see right there, it's a lot of the trees down. Now, this is being fed back via iPhone and Skype, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can definitely tell that there are trees down.
And, yep, you can see them. And again, where is this?
This is the Silverstone subdivision, that area there. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's kind of behind that St. John's Catholic Church.
Yes, yeah.
All back in that area.
Right.
This is, we do know, we talked to one of the folks out there. There was a tree on a car. That was on Henry Road. This is all literally right next to each other. They actually had to cut the people out of that car there to get them out of that. Now, Balmora Street, which is also off that 930. Remember we said 930 and 42. There was a house damage there as well. This is right now the Silverstone subdivision, kind of several different homes all there along that Oakley little area there, or Oakley, I guess is how you would say it there. Kelsey Davis is right there with us. Kelsey, tell us what you see so far there in the Silverstone subdivision.
Greg, yes, I'm on Oakley Lane, and it definitely looks like something ripped through here. As you see here, a tree looks like something split it right down the middle. We see roof shingles everywhere. Across the street, a roof looks like it's been ripped apart. Right behind us here, there's a, looks like what used to be a garage, and it's now in pieces. We're almost there. Here, you see it right here. People are kind of walking around, just kind of evaluating. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if they know what just happened, but something's definitely been through here. If it was just wind or a tornado, but they're definitely going to be cleaning up for a while here.
If I had to guess, Kelsey, I hope you can hear me. Jay Grimes is probably thinking this right now. Does it look like it's all in one straight path? Or is it kind of here across the street, or is it there?
No, it almost looks like it did a zigzag, because it definitely kind of made up its own pattern, but no kind of straight line whatsoever. It's mainly these areas concentrated in this area, like I said on Oakley's here, but Oakley, but was not a straight path whatsoever.
Jay, that plenty of homes there, and then of course we haven't heard of any injuries just yet. They had major damage at the plant nursery there. That's at 960, right there around Highway 42.
Right. Okay.
The people out there are very familiar with that. I know you're familiar with a lot of those locations. What would you say from just looking at that? I know it's hard to see.
Well, obviously, it's hard to see, but the fact that it's a variety of different types of damage, and yet it's somewhat maybe concentrated in terms of just all in one location. It has certainly maybe the first guess would be that this could be the signature of a quick hopping tornado that may have touched down briefly right in the community there. It fits in general with some of the signatures we were seeing on Titan 9 Doppler. This is the area in which we saw rotation passing from southwest to northeast across. As they do a survey here, and I'm sure the Weather Service will be up here and taking a look at that, one of the things they'll do is find out from the locals there about what time this occurred, and then you go back and you look at the radar a second time, and you can really then get a sense of whether, okay, whether it's more of a straight line wind event, or does it coincide with the time where we were looking at potential for rotation.
Yeah,
and this picture right here may be even a good example. I mean, clearly things are wet, and you see some standing water there just to the left of the street. But for the most part, we're not looking at a monstrous amount of water.
Well, there's even more good news wrapped up into this. This is the Acadian underpass right there,
right.
which usually floods terribly. You saw cars going through, and it is back open. You see County Blues there off to the right, and
that's great news.
So
this is not going to be an issue at all here. And if the Acadian underpass is in good shape, then probably the Burbank curve is in decent shape right now. And so this just even says that maybe the impact was a little less, except for unfortunate folks like this.
Yes, these are our neighbors in Ascension Parish who literally are coming out, and we've all been out there when you literally come out and you're still kind of in shock because you just basically had your life flash before your eyes when that storm is rolling over, whether it be a tornado or just straight line winds. Things are rattling, walls are shaking, and then you come out and you see what is left.
And you're looking at the cleanup. Of course, it's certainly it's frustrating. It's sort of a moment of depression. But all of these folks walking out the door saying one thing: nobody got hurt.
Right.
And certainly no fatalities, and that's the number one storyline here.
Yes, indeed. All right, we have with us now on the phone somebody who can really update us on a lot of this good information that we need to get out to you. Ascension Parish Sheriff Jeff Wiley. Good afternoon to you, Sheriff. What can you tell us so far?
Well, Greg, I'm in Prairieville now. Clearly, we had we think one tornado that maybe touched down twice in the north end of the parish. That'd be the Galvez Prairieville area. It came alongside, and I wanted to make sure that the viewing public knew this. It came alongside a couple of our schools, but the schools are fine. There's totally intact, and there's everything. That'd be Prairieville Primary and Prairieville Elementary. They are fine, and the kids are fine. Regrettably, though, there are several residences in the pathway that are leveled, some severely damaged, and some that are nothing but rubble. I have not one call yet besides somebody who cut their foot on some broken glass. We don't have any report yet, thank God, of injuries, but just a lot of road blockage, a lot of trees on the roads, and clearly a lot of people whose day has been ruined by significant residential damage.
What specific areas are we talking about here? Maybe some of the neighborhoods that
we're talking for lack of a better description, the Prairieville Elementary area. The school, I repeat, is intact, and all the kids are fine. Coming up LA 930 to Highway 42. We're talking Silver Leaf subdivision in the Dutchtown area. That's where we think it touched down first, and it came in a northerly direction. Jay and Greg, if you're viewing public, the sightseers can wait a while if you don't mind, because there's a lot of road blockage. And, we've got a lot of deputies and firefighters out here very, very busy. And a lot of residents here who got better things to do than worry about sightseers.
Yeah, people coming by and bothering them. I know you've got plenty of deputies out there to help with that. Have you all come up with a plan? And this necessarily isn't right under your, you're in charge out there, of course, but what about the schools? You said they're all fine. Are they just going to stay there until maybe y'all get some of these roads open?
Yes, the roads will be open way before school will be let out. We don't have that significant an issue. And I have not talked directly, admittedly, to the schools, but I have no reason to believe that other than that school is continuing on as normal a day as you could.
But Sheriff, I do want to emphasize that, that the schools are safe, just as you said, and the children are safe, because when we talked with the Ascension Parish School Board office earlier, they said, you know, sometimes parents see this and they get worried, want to go check on their kids. But as you said, and we've repeated here, everyone is safe, and thank God, because it did get very close.
It got very, very close. As a matter of fact, just in very close proximity to Prairieville Elementary, which is on Highway 930. There were some houses across the street from it that were severely damaged. Yes.
Okay, Sheriff, thank you very much. We'll continue to check in with you throughout the day just to see how your folks are doing. Good news is, if you know anything about the Livingston Parish and the Ascension Parish folks, which have been hit by this storm, they are able to get out and help each other very quickly. And that is, they don't wait on the government, they don't wait on anybody. They get out and start helping themselves. So that's good news. Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, we need to switch over to Jeff Morrow real quick, and he's got an update for us. Jeff.
Yeah, Greg, we have a little bit of rotation beginning to show up in St. Helena Parish, far eastern sections of that parish. It looks like the storm has begun to regenerate, at least the chance of some rotation. Our Doppler radar Titan 9 indicating the possibility of some rotation just to the south of Greensburg right now. You see a little bit of a hook right there, a little notch at least. So this activity moving very slowly up towards the north-northeast. So the township of Tangipahoa is right here. Kentwood, Greensburg, you folks need to be taking shelter immediately as this system moves up towards the northeast fairly slowly. A tornado warning is in effect for this storm. Also severe thunderstorm warning in effect for mainly the line that's pushing through folks of Amite, Independence. You should be dealing with a lot of the straight line wind damage right now, the possibility of some hail as well. So those are the areas that we're concerned with right now, at least in the immediate viewing area. Eastern sections of St. Helena Parish also moving into northeastern sections. Looks like another Doppler indicated radar rotation possible just to the northwest of Greensburg. Basically, this is probably picking up on some very broad circulation, but still a possibility of at least maybe a funnel cloud or even a tornado moving through these areas. So
when you talk with the principal, how was the storm when it was passing over there? Obviously, they had the kids in the hallway, I would assume.
Yeah, they did. They took them out from any of the temporary structures. Brought them in. She said it was a lot of wind and such, but that they weathered it just fine. Just that they lost power, and but that everybody's okay.
It's one thing when you have to take care of your own house and the 4 or 5 people that are in it when something like that's happening. I can imagine with a school full of young folks and some have never even been through this in their lifetime to have to at least be in a storm like this and not know what's going on. Obviously, you all prepare for these type of things, and it sounds like that all those tornado drills really worked out for you.
We definitely do. We definitely do, and it sounds like Miss Diane, our principal there, and the rest of her staff did a great job in following the plan, and
well,
and did a great job there.
Hats off to Miss Diane and her staff there at the Ascension Middle School there. We appreciate Johnny Belfast joining us from the Ascension Parish Schools office. Again, they have not made a decision just yet on the full day, but as soon as we get that, we'll blast it out to everybody. We're going to hop off the air and come back for our full broadcast at noon. Obviously, Jay and everybody's still here, so if we get anything, we'll break into programming and bring it right to them.
But the big story here is, especially in the immediate metro area, things are slowly quieting down. The action has moved off to the east and continues to progress to the east. Still that threat of the potential for some tornadic activity. In fact, just about everybody east of Baton Rouge still included in a tornado watch, although I do expect that watch area to be trimmed back maybe all the way as far as east as Hammond by sort of lunchtime or so here. So we're looking at a slowly but steadily improving situation, and again, as you pointed out earlier, Greg, it looks like the rivers are going to be okay. We haven't seen any significant flooding. We do have the damage down in northern Ascension Parish that we're still going to be tracking through the rest of the day, but it seems to be a slow improvement on the way for most of our viewers.
You can see there as we leave you some of the New Orleans cameras as they start to get ready for a little bit of something coming their way. Okay, we got reports from damage in Ascension Parish. We're going to check with Livingston, check all the power outages, and update you coming up in our noon broadcast. If we need to, we'll break into programming and give you the very latest. Until then, Greg Merriweather for Jay Grimes. We'll see you back here coming up in just a little bit.